Good morning, good evening, whatever time of day it is for you. Welcome to this thing that I do called Thor's Entertainment. I am Thor, and today we are doing another Fatal Friday video. Fatal Friday is the series I do that highlights unique finishers in Mortal Kombat, such as fatalities and brutalities. In this episode specifically, we are going for Sareena's Inner Demon Fatality. I have already done videos on Sareena's brutality, so this fatality is the very last finisher that I have to do for her. So I am looking forward to having one character completely done for their finishers. Also, it's going to be kind of nice just going into this fight trying to finish it in the best way I possibly can, whatever is the most suitable for the situation that I am faced with, as opposed to trying to finish the fight in a specific way in order to get a brutality. Since you can get a fatality regardless of how you win the match, it gives me a lot of flexibility that I don't normally have in these videos. So now is a good time to mention that Smoke has historically been probably my worst matchup. That was especially true back whenever we were in the very first season for Mortal Kombat 1. I was just really bad against this specific character. And I'm not exaggerating either, at the time when I was recording this video, I had never beaten a Smoke user in the Kombat League. That is especially bad considering that Smoke was just everywhere online at the time. It was like him and Sub-Zero every other match. So this character was a serious problem for me. Keeping that in mind, I was not enthusiastic when I saw this matchup for this video, whenever I had to face this Smoke. What made this somewhat better than it normally would be was that I had recently took Smoke into a practice mode just a little bit, and it wasn't really enough to figure out any really good counters, but it was enough for me to see what was punishable for Smoke. I wish I had taken a little bit longer to figure out what was the best way to punish the punishable attacks, but it was still something. So after I did that, all I really had to do left was just learn how to react to the things that he was doing, like the teleports or the lunging overheads. And as you can tell in this video, that's something that I was clearly still getting used to and had a lot of work to do still. Even so, this was a way better fight than I was used to for this specific matchup. Prior to this encounter, whenever I was fighting Smoke, I was lucky to get more than just a few hits in. And I really have no idea why I procrastinated learning Smoke for so long considering how much of a problem he was for me. But after the practice mode and what I will call a few trial and error matches, I feel like I got a handle on this matchup much better. Looking back with all the teleports, the vapor dashes, and the combos that go between low hitting and high hitting, Smoke was a very bad character matchup to go into blindly and just try to figure it out mid-match. I did that and those early matches really sucked. I had no clue what the hell Smoke was doing and I was just guessing where I needed to block, and most of the time I was guessing wrong. And even here, whenever I feel like I've got a little bit more of a grasp on what I needed to do in order to win, you can tell that I'm not doing the best job accomplishing that. I'll go ahead and say that I ended up losing this very first match when I had plenty of opportunities to potentially win it instead.
Finish him! Fatality. Smoke wins.
And so, Smoke takes the first match and he ends up ending it with a fatality. Now, Smoke has some really cool fatalities and brutalities, so I don't mind that too much. They are pretty cool to see. Actually, I don't mind Smoke all that much. Whenever I was playing as him for practice, he was kind of fun. And it kind of makes me wonder why I haven't picked up the character before. Actually, never mind. I know exactly why I haven't. Smoke was fucking everywhere in those early weeks online. I didn't really want to be playing the same character as everybody else, so that was definitely a contributing factor of why I didn't really try it. In fact, that's also kind of why I leaned more towards Reptile. Now, I started off as Reptile and I liked his gameplay, but I kind of stuck with it because I rarely ever saw any other Reptiles. It was kind of nice. Then I went to Natara, who also, well, you definitely didn't see very many of those either. I completely missed the pre-patch craze for Raiden and Baraka back when their damage was absolutely insane with characters like Cyrax. And I just fought so many Smoke and Sub-Zero people that I really didn't want to play as them. Now, I may come back around on those characters now since I see them much less. I imagine their usage is just going to keep going down because of the DLC characters being released. Like, whenever Omni-Man was first released, that's pretty much what every other match was, somebody using Omni-Man. And actually, that was kind of weird for me whenever I was playing as Omni-Man too. That was the first character that I picked up that was at the height of his popularity. And even whenever I got around to using Omni-Man, because I didn't use him initially, at least not day one, still, almost everyone I fought was a mirror match of Omni-Man versus Omni-Man. So yeah, he was the one exception I had. I ended up playing Omni-Man when he was popular, and I'm fine with that. Omni-Man was actually a lot of fun to play. So besides just using him for his brutalities and fatalities for videos, I will probably continue to use Omni-Man every now and then just for the hell of it. And while I am on that topic, I made it clear there that I recorded Omni-Man brutalities and fatalities, and I also hinted at Natara just a little bit. And I can elaborate on that a little bit more. All the videos I have done so far have highlighted either fatalities or brutalities from Reptile, Sareena, or Frost. I have all of those recorded already, and I'm going to upload all of those first, but I also have the finishers for Omni-Man, the Cameo Kung Lao, Natara, and Cameo Sub-Zero. All of those are recorded as well. Well, most of them. I have all of them recorded for Omni-Man and Cameo Kung Lao. I have all but one brutality recorded for Natara, and that one brutality that I don't have has been really hard to get. And I don't know if I can get it without a lot of luck. And I have just one more Cameo Sub-Zero brutality to unlock and do and record. So yeah, I have a pretty big backlog of videos that I still need to upload, and that's going to be a fun process. I may actually break up the Reptile footage for just a little bit. There's a video that I want to upload on December 22nd. I have an idea for it to be a little bit more holiday related for a Fatal Friday, and that's something I think I would like to do. I'll get into more details on that maybe in the next video that I upload, but that's just something I'm playing around with. So just know in about 2 weeks or whenever you see that video, I may be using another character besides Reptile. At this point in the set, I had won one match and he had won one as well. I had won the most recent one, and that left me feeling a little bit better about this fight. I still wasn't feeling super confident because in the back of my mind I was thinking about how badly I had done against Smoke in the past. But there was just a glimmer of hope even though I was not doing very good in this first round. But even though I was not doing good in this first round, I ended up clinging to that 6 health much longer than I thought I was going to. I don't win the round, but you know what? I made it last a long time, at least longer than I would have expected. So besides just forecasting what my future characters are going to be in Omni-Man and Natara, what else do I have going on for my recordings? Well, at the time I am voicing over this video, I have completed the video for the finale of my Mortal Kombat 10 playthrough, which is pretty exciting. That also means that by the time this is posted, I'm probably already working on my next video for my next playthrough, which will be Mortal Kombat 11. I am just trying to go through all of the Mortal Kombats from 9 all the way to Mortal Kombat 1, which, Mortal Kombat 12. Side note, it is really annoying that they named this Mortal Kombat 1. Because now I have to go out of my way to explain if I'm talking about this new game or if I'm talking about the original Mortal Kombat. Then I have to be like, no, the original Mortal Kombat game instead of just saying Mortal Kombat 1. And I can't just say Mortal Kombat because Mortal Kombat 9 was also called Mortal Kombat. Now, granted, I only have to think about how I want to say that for like maybe a second or two, but that's still a second or two more than I want to spend thinking about the rationality of the naming conventions of Mortal Kombat games. Anyway, that little rant is over. I just felt like sharing my thoughts on that one because I really never realized how annoying it is trying to describe those games with very similar names until I started trying to record these videos and make them as understandable as possible. So yeah, Mortal Kombat 11, I'm about to start that and start getting that video together. And slowly but surely, I am catching up to Mortal Kombat 1. Also, speaking of Mortal Kombat 1, besides just these Fatal Friday videos, I have been working on my recordings for the Invasion Season 1 and Invasion Season 2. I definitely waited till the last minute to start doing Invasion Season 2 because there's like 7 days left on the season whenever I started recording that one. But I did end up finishing it, got it all the way through to the final boss, and yeah.
Finish him! Fatality. Reptile wins.
Alright, and there you have it. That is the Inner Demon Fatality. Normally, I would wait until I had won the entire set to do the fatality, but a part of me was worried that I might drop the fatality at the very end, so I just went ahead and did it. At least I think that's why I did that. I may have also gotten mixed up and thought that that was the final round of the entire match. Or the entire set, I mean. Hard to say, this was a really long time ago. But yeah, that was the fatality, and what was I talking about? Alright, the invasion modes for Mortal Kombat 1. Whenever I do the story mode for Mortal Kombat 1, I should be able to immediately follow that up with the seasons for 1 and 2. And depending on how long it takes me to do all the Mortal Kombat 11 videos and then the Mortal Kombat 1 story mode, we may be also talking about having Season 3 ready after that as well. So there are a lot of fun things to work on, and I'm really looking forward to it. I also finally see an end to all these Mortal Kombat videos, and I'm going to be able to move on to a new game in the near future. Still deciding on which one I'm going to go to, what franchise I'd like to play through next, but I do have a few ideas in mind. Whenever it gets closer to that time, I guess I'll elaborate on that, because I'd hate to say I'm going to play one game and then completely change my mind. Like, I know I mentioned that I want to play through the Injustice games as well, but I'm going to be honest, I'm getting a little bit burnt out on the fighting games, so I'm probably going to switch that up a little bit. I'll eventually get around to Injustice, but probably not as soon as I thought I was going to. So this was pretty exciting for me. Like I had mentioned earlier, I had never beaten Smoke before in the Kombat League, and I suddenly found myself in a situation where I was literally just one round away from winning this entire set and finally picking up my first victory against someone using Smoke. And as you can tell, his life is pretty low and I have a pretty good life lead, so it looked like it was going to happen. I just had to make sure I did not completely fuck up in this round. And then suddenly Smoke was in Fatal Blow territory. I landed a pretty big combo, and one hit would do it. And then bam, a low sweep to win it all. I finally did it. I finally got that victory that had been eluding me for a very long time throughout this entire first season. I won against Smoke. I think that actually prevented the opponent from ranking up, so sorry about that, man, but hey, I am happy I got the win against someone who has been historically my worst matchup, and I'm happy I got the fatality recorded for this video. So let's go ahead and get this outro underway. That was the Inner Demon Fatality for Sareena. I'll go ahead and play it again at the very end of this outro so that you get to enjoy it one more time. But that was a pretty fun match. 2 out of the 4 matches that we played against each other went to a round 3, which is always nice, very competitive, and I overall just really enjoyed it. And like I have said probably like 10 times at this point, I won against Smoke, and I am very happy about that. I would go on to do pretty well against Smoke in the future because I finally got used to that matchup a little bit more, so there's a good chance you see me fighting that character again in future videos. But that is going to be it for this video specifically. This has been Thor's Entertainment. This was a Fatal Friday video, and again, I am Thor. Thank you all for watching. I have enjoyed recording it, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. Take care, and I will see you next time.
Finish it. Fatality. Reptile wins.